Hello, good morning, Philippines, and good evening here in Canada, Ontario, Canada. So we would have today, this evening, we would have our guest, the very proud Filipina, Miss Jessica Victoria Cianchino, who was the very proud uh, Miss Earth Ontario in 2017, Miss Earth Canada first runner-up, Miss York Region World 2018, Miss Asia Pacific International Canada 2019, and Miss Asia Pacific International second runner-up last year, 2019. Last September, she represented Canada in the international pageant held in the Philippines. Uh, Along with receiving the second runner-up title, she achieved Continental Queen of Americas, Miss Photogenic, Top 5 Florals Beauties, first runner-up, Best in Evening Gown, and Miss Culture Hair Salon. Although she was a catalog model as child, growing up, Jessica did not participate in pageants, as her parents enrolled her in competitive sports like soccer and karate. However, now that she is older, she has realized that participating in pageants has helped her become an empowered woman. Her titles have given her a platform to bring awareness to relevant issues such as mental health and suicidal prevention awareness, especially among the youth. Sina works with nonprofit organizations with similar goals. So we have to be here with Jessica Victoria Cianchino. That's why I'm so proud to be a Filipino with some sort of this our fellow Filipinos that has been crowned as Miss International, and hopefully she will be with us at this moment of time and giving her an opportunity to introduce herself and to explore what is her participation into the mental awareness among to the youth internationally. So before we will meet Jessica, so I would like to say good morning, Philippines, and good day to everyone wherever part of the world you are. Magandang umaga o tanghali hapon sa inyong lahat, sa aking mga kababayan saan man sa buong mundo at diyan sa Pilipinas. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. So magkumustahan tayo hanggang naghihintay tayo kay Jessica Cianchino, that's a very well-known Miss International. Currently, last year, she was crowned as the Miss International, Miss Asia Pacific International Canada last year, and then also second runner-up at 2019 last year, last September, that she was representing the Ontario, Canada, the Canada. So we're waiting for her, and while we are waiting, so let's have the some gusto kong makarinig kayo ng mga Tagalog songs from our own. Yes. Makinig tayo ng mga awitin. Which is, naghihintay po tayo sa ating bisita na si Miss Jessica Victoria Cianchino. which is the Miss International representing the Canada. Okay. So medyo antabay lang po tayo. Habang hinihintay po natin si Jessica upang ating kapanayamin, makinig lang po tayo ng musika ng Tagalog. At habang tayo nakikinig ng music, ating pong alalahanin ang ating mga magandang umaga dito sa Pilipinas. Pilipinas, umagang kay ganda. Umagang kay ganda sa bawat isang nilalang. Lalo natin kay Pilipina, ang ngiti sa iyong labi, ikaw'y maliligayahan. Sa ligayang iyong tinatamasa, ikaw di magdurusa dahil pag-ibig sa puso mo ay magiging maligaya. Galing, no? Di ba? Pero kung computer ko hindi gumagana, Nalisa, Nalisa, yeah. Can you give me the power button, the power cord? Wala pa yung bisita. So, wala pa yung bisita. So, wala pa yung bisita. What's happened? Paulit-ulit na. So, our executive producer, Angela De Niro. So, magandang umaga sa inyo lahat dyan. Magandang umaga dyan sa Pilipinas at wala pa rito yung ating bisita. Sana ay magpakita. Kung wala pa, so magbalitaan lang muna tayo kung anong nangyayari dito sa paligid. Thank you so much to Yoja. Kumusta? At kay Master Beto. Ang ganda ng mga pangalan nito. Loverboy, good morning. Good morning to you, Loverboy. Loverboy TV. So, thank you so much. Nandito kayo kay Bing Gayoso lagi, Love Hearts, at kay Yoja, dito kay Lulu Ginako, at Master Bator. So, wala pa yung si Jessica Victorio. Wala pa si Jessica. So, hinihintay po natin. At tayo po ay merong mga katanungan. At sabi ko nga, si Jessica is one of the finest Filipina. The Jessica Victoria Cianchino was in 2017, she was Miss Earth Ontario, Canada, and first runner-up. Miss York Region World in 2018, Miss Asia Pacific International Canada in 2019, and Miss Asia Pacific International second runner-up last year, 2019. Last September, she represented Canada in the international pageants held in Philippines, along with receiving the second runner-up. She had three second runner-up titles. She achieved Continental Queens of Americas, Miss Photogenic, Top 5 Floral Beauties, first runner-up, Best in Evening Gown, and Miss Culture Hair Salon. Ito maganda yung biography ni Jessica Victoria Cianchino. Although she was a catalog model as a child, growing up, Jessica did not participate in pageants, as her parents enrolled her in competitive sports like karate and soccer. However, now that she is older, she has realized that participation in pageants has helped her become an empowered woman. Her titles have given her a platform to bring awareness to relevant issues such as mental health and suicide prevention awareness, especially among the youth. She now works with nonprofit organizations with similar goals of doing for the like a suicidal awareness and mental health awareness. She's helping among the youth. So it's very interesting. At wala pa rin siya. Kung siya ay darating, maraming salamat. What happened? May tumatawag. Hello? Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce Jessica Victoria Cianchino. So,
Hi,
she's here.
everyone.
Hello, Miss
Hi.
Victoria. Jessica Cianchino from
Yes,
Ontario, Canada.
yes.
Good evening in Canada. How are you doing this evening there in Canada?
Hi, I'm doing well. It's 6:17 here, so I just had dinner and just having a relaxing night, and I'm so excited to be on the show. And thank you again for the invitation.
Well, I thank you so much to you for giving us the opportunity to meet you and to introduce you to our channel, Seattle TV Production, with our viewers here, which is in the Philippines and throughout the world, with all our Filipinos OFW. And you are so beautiful, and your smiles makes the big difference throughout the world. So, would you like to greet good morning the Philippines and good day and evening there in Canada? And
Yes,
we have a 3 hours difference from our time, Pacific Standard Time.
yes. I know for us, we are 3 hours difference, but I know in the Philippines, it is morning now, 6:18 a.m. So good morning to all of our Filipino watchers here in the Philippines and then also here in Canada. Hello, my fellow Canadians. Thank you for joining us for the show tonight. And hello to everyone from where you're from in Seattle.
That's great. Thank you so much, Jessica. And I'm so proud that I'm a Filipino, that there is a Filipina like you, that you are being titled, man, you achieve a lot from since 2017 and until last year. You are crowned as the second runner-up, which is the you're very interesting achievement that you have been through. So
Thank
how
you.
do you feel as being the as a crown Miss Pacific International? So are you continuing participating in the pageant?
Yeah, so I am so honored to achieve the title as second runner up, not only for my country, Canada, but I am also a proud Filipina. My mother is Filipina. So, as you know, the Filipino community is so supportive. They're the most hospitable, welcoming, loving people, in my opinion. And I'm just so honored to not only represent Canada, but Philippines as well. So hopefully, I'm working towards Miss Universe in 2022. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's
That's
a future goal of mine.
well, we need to all our Filipino fellow Filipinos. We would like to pray and support Jessica Cianchino for the Miss Universe. So I have a.
Thank you.
Are you ready for me to question you? I got a lot of questions to you, and I believe that you will be ready. I got some sort of question about you. So, how have you been since your pageant seasons?
I've been well. So I did represent Canada in September. So it has been 1 year since then. And I am currently a university student. So I have just been attending the University of Toronto. And I've also attended events since then. I got invited to Knights of Resolve events, which I know is a very important figure in the Philippines. And I've also worked with nonprofit communities within Toronto in my community. So actually, we actually hosted an event called Boracay because the owner is Filipino, and it was for the Taal volcano when it did erupt. So it was a fundraising event, and we did raise $4,000.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I'm so proud about that. And the work that I do, it does go to important causes. So I'm so proud that it was for something that is so important in the Philippines. And I am also the ambassador of mental health for the Youth and Parents Association of Markham. So this is just a nonprofit organization in my community, in my city of Markham. And we've been doing a lot of work to not only raise awareness for mental health, but education overall for the youth, as I'm so passionate in getting involved in the community and the youth within my community.
Wow, this is very interesting. You have
Yeah.
been doing a lot, especially to the community
Yeah.
themselves. But my second question to you is, I know you've been there in the Philippines. What did you do during your time in the Philippines?
Okay, yeah. Well, so as I mentioned, I am from the Philippines. So I, of course, visited a lot of my family members. My grandfather, who just passed away, he is from Batangas. So
Oh,
yeah, so I was so honored to visit Batangas, and my uncle Noel is the vice mayor. So we had a nice event. Yeah, and actually, before going to the Philippines, I had a fundraiser event here in Canada because I was in contact with two institutions in the Philippines. The first was Visions of Hope. So this is a Christian based um, they have a shelter for underprivileged girls in the Philippines, and we raised money for these girls, and also my mom's elementary school, Lopez Elementary School in Laguna, Los Baños. So we raised money, and when I went to the Philippines, I visited all the kids, and I had a little speech where I just talked about, female empowerment and mental health awareness and confidence. And I'm so blessed to have that opportunity to again work with the youth in the Philippines.
Wow, that is so really great that you, even though your mother is helping you to do this, like the fundraising and helping the needy in our country, in the Philippines, especially the childrens that you guys in the schools. And I believe your mother's from Laguna and participating to them as well, like what you do. That is so
Yeah,
really great. So,
yeah. I'm lucky to have her. I'm so
oh
lucky.
yeah, I talked to your mother, and your mother is so lovely, very loving mother.
Yeah.
I'm so proud to have a Filipino mother like her. And look at you, you are so beautiful, very kind, and you are always have a good heart,
Thank you.
participating like this awareness to the kids like that. And at this point of time, it's kind of like a hard living
Yeah.
individually. But
Oh,
at this, yeah, at this point of
especially
time,
now,
yeah,
right? With
especially at this
COVID.
time, my next question to you is, what have you been doing during this quarantine, like this pandemic? How do you feel about this? Like, this is kind of like globally devastation of depression of each individual, getting so stressed about life and what's really going on tomorrow and the day next day.
Mhm.
So, can you help us and bring it up? How do you feel about this?
Yeah. So, yeah, I understand this is something that the whole world is going through, right? And just to give a shout out to Visions of Hope and Lopez Elementary, you know, I do have contact with them, so I encourage everyone to reach out to, people in the Philippines or maybe underprivileged communities because now more than ever they do need our help. So I have been in contact with actually a Filipino fashion designer named Dave Lee Aguirre. I
Oh,
definitely have you heard of him?
yeah, I hear
Yeah,
it's a very the famous
yeah,
designer, and
yeah,
that's great. It's a good connection for you
yeah,
to wear about their design. So
yeah. So,
you're helping to explore their design, and
yeah,
so
and
really
actually,
great.
I love Dave because he works with the LGBT community within the Philippines.
Mhm.
As you know, they are impacted by COVID-19. So
Yes.
I've been helping fundraise, just collaborating with him. So I definitely encourage everyone else to do so.
Wow.
And then personally, I've just been trying to be productive. I've actually enrolled in an online course at Harvard University because I love learning and I think that, it's ongoing. So that's something I've been doing, school, and then also keeping healthy in mind, body, and soul for myself.
Great. So I can see in your eyes that you are so blessed because the way you helping others, especially the children, that you know what you are participating about. And my next question to you is, how about your health? How you maintaining your health at this moment of time during this our pandemic? How you maintain that?
Yeah, so it is so important to maintain your health, especially during this time. So physically, I do run every morning. I love running, and I do believe that consistency is key. So making sure you're consistent with, exercising and not just maybe, even eating like diets. I don't agree with diets. I think that you should change your whole lifestyle. So having a balance is so important, like eating healthy, but also making sure that you are resting your body and enjoying good food. And then just also having self awareness, I think, is so important. For me personally, I've been listening to my body and what I need to do to rest, or if my mental health needs more work, and things that make me feel peaceful. That's what I've been working on.
Wow, so you do everyday exercise, running and physical fitness in the gym, and you are so very careful for what you are eating.
Yeah, I
That is,
actually I haven't gone to the gym and I know a lot of people they're not comfortable because of
yes,
COVID. So
yes,
there's a lot of at home workouts you can do. And
yeah, yeah,
like
yes.
I said, running outside. So if you're not comfortable with going to the gym during this time, there's no excuse. You could still, be healthy and
You
work
can still
out.
you can still do the exercise at home
Yeah,
a little bit in
exactly.
your own capability and capacity. Like I do,
Exactly.
I go to the gym once in a
Okay.
while. but I have to be careful because you never know what will happen.
Exactly.
So yes. So how has participating in pageant benefited you as an advocate of mental health? How is that?
Well, in general, pageants have benefited me in so many ways, but just specifically in regards to me being an advocate for mental health,
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to make it clear first that I am not an advocate for mental health because I compete in pageants. I've always been passionate about mental health awareness and suicide prevention awareness. So even if I wasn't involved in pageants, this would be something that I would be doing. But I do owe a lot to pageants because it forced me and it kind of motivated me to get involved in community service, be more active. So actually, when I first joined, they said, okay, well, you need to have an advocacy. What is something that you are passionate about? And I really had to think about what I wanted, kind of my life mission, or what I wanted when people see my face, what they think about. So yeah, so I of course mental health was something because I did lose someone to suicide. I'm so passionate about mental health awareness among the youth, and I've been connected to nonprofit organizations because I was posted in the newspaper because of my title. So
Mhm.
it helped me network with other organizations and kind of gave me a platform to speak to more people and to have a wider reach of people that I am able to talk to about this cause.
Wow. So you are so very self-cared to others, and you would like to see among the youth that your caring is kind of like very one of a million, that many people don't have that kind of kindness in their heart, that you care others. And this is not about the pageant that you are participating, but
Mm-hmm.
it is about yourself, that you really care among the youth, because you don't like to see other people that they are there just for lonely or sadness of their life. So
Mm-hmm.
it's so
Exactly.
really great that I'm
Exactly.
so proud that you are a Filipina with a good heart.
Thank you. Of course, all Filipinos have good hearts. I really do believe that we're
Yeah,
all so loving and
yeah.
very hospitable and kind. So it's something I've learned from, my grandparents and my
Yeah.
mom.
So, by the way, I have somebody here questioning me that from Lulu Chinaco. So,
Exactly.
she is questioning me, do you still speak Tagalog or our native language? I don't think that you speak that much, right?
So I understand konti lang po.
Lang. Oh,
But I am still learning. And when I was in the Philippines, that even the little girls, they were trying to teach me as well. So, I do want to learn eventually and at least be able to communicate more,
yes.
especially because I know in the Philippines, a lot of people do speak English,
Mhm.
but I am really passionate about working with kids. And I know that maybe English is a bit harder for kids. So I have
Yes,
to
yes.
learn so that I can speak to the children.
So, especially when you are participating in the pageant participation,
Yeah.
isn't that good to be a bilingual? Especially now, what you're saying is
Yes.
when you're helping our Filipino kids,
Yeah.
children, they some the children does not really can relay in
Hmm.
English words, so you have to exercise how to speak the word of the Tagalog language to our
Exactly.
children of Filipino in the Philippines, right?
Yeah, I'm learning, and I promise the kids the next time I come back to the Philippines, I'll be able to speak with them. So
Yeah,
I'm still keeping
but
the promise.
a funny thing is, in the Philippines, the little kids, no, they really like to hear the English words from someone like you. You're beautiful, and you're speaking a different dialect, different language.
Yeah.
So they really is like amazing. Wow, I hear
Well,
these
yeah.
words, and they just like open their eyes and thinking what she is saying,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
We like
But
learn from each other, right?
yeah, and actually, some sign language it can be applied to children because it's very easy to communicate to the children no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. So my other question to you is, would you encourage other young women to participate in pageants?
100%, yes, I would. Pageants are so different from modeling if you are interested in that. With modeling, you're just a pretty face and you don't get a say in really anything. But with pageants, you have to give your opinion. You have to make sure that, you are active in your community, that you are well rounded in knowledge on world issues. You have to be smart and educated, have a beautiful soul, and then also exert that beauty outward. So mind, body, and soul, you have to be beautiful. It's not just your face and your body. So that's why I would encourage women to participate in pageants. And like I said, based on my experience, I had these nonprofit work connections because of pageantry. I would not be able to be the ambassador of mental health if I didn't have my title. So it's very empowering for young women to have that title and really connect with their community.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but in your experience, how did you go since in 2017 in yourself, in your experience to be participating in the first time in the pageant?
Hmm.
So, how did it go to you when you are starting into this particular pageantry in 2017?
Yeah. So I actually was not interested in pageantry. I did modeling when I was a kid. And then from then on, I stopped and I just did sports like soccer and karate.
Mm.
Um, However, my uncle, he owns kind of like this restaurant bar place in the Philippines. I mean in
Canada,
Toronto, in Canada.
Toronto,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, but it is like Filipino, like he's
yeah,
proud
yeah.
Filipino, so there's a big community. And they had a local pageant there. It was very small, and like 1 week before the
Oh,
actual day, they were like, "Do you want to join?" And I just thought I would try it, and then I ended up winning. So I
wow.
was like, "Oh, maybe I should continue this."
Oh, that's the way you started it, from
Yeah,
the family oriented with your uncle.
yeah, and it is prestige. If shout out to them if you guys Filipino community here in Canada would like to, there's Filipino bands and
Uh,
singers. So yeah,
so, do you sing?
I do sing, but I don't know if people want to hear me sing.
It's all right. We're not gonna force you to sing, but like I said, it's like it's a very interesting experience in the very beginning that you are with your uncle, and it sounds like you are
Yeah,
encouraged by the family. And now there you go, and you get the title, and I believe in 2022 you will be the Miss Universe. That's
thank
what
you.
we're looking for, right? So
Hopefully,
you have a very kind-hearted person.
thank
You
you.
are beautiful. You
Thank
are so very religiously believing in God, and for what you do is so really great. So, what happened to my camera? Am I? Can
Oh,
you hear me? Oh,
frozen. I can hear you. Yes,
you can hear me.
perfect.
Okay. So my another question here with you is like, why do you think it is important to be physically healthy and active? Is there a connection between physical and mental health?
Yes. So there is a connection, yes, 100%. Our whole body is connected. Our mental health is definitely connected to physical health. And I always tell people if you want to, lose weight or be more healthy physically, you have to start from within first. Build a solid foundation. So actually, adults need 2 hours of physical activity in general per day. And this is actually something my mother taught me. So for her, she felt when she was growing up that running really helped her mental health. And I looked into it, and there is actually a science behind it. So when you exercise, your body produces more endorphins, and these endorphins reduce, your brain's perception of pain, and it actually helps you feel more positive in your body. So
Yeah,
I encourage everyone, if you're feeling anxious or stressed with any situation, either run or whatever physical activity you like, either dancing or weightlifting or whatever it may be. I know it's easier said than done,
yes,
just to go out and exercise, but, definitely work on your mental health first. And then also exercise, and it will also, simultaneously help your mental health as well.
pretty much agree with that because the whatever you do physically, your mental health will be aggressively into the stable mentality. Like it's like when you exercise, all part of your body can be refreshing. It's kind of like refreshing and
Yeah,
make you more intelligent. And I would say
positive. Yeah, you're
it's
more
very positive
happy. You feel
because
good. You
if
feel
you're not
good.
doing any
Yeah,
physical exercise, you will your stability will be stressful and
yeah,
depressed. So
yeah.
it's not good. So it's great. At least whoever out there listening, many great beautiful women there. Exercise. Don't stress yourself to release anything. Don't think anything negative.
Okay.
Be positive. That
Yeah,
is the bottom line here is be positive and be physically motivated yourself to be active, physically active in every way. So that is a very good words by Jessica. But this Loverboy TV asking me, of course, I believe you are single. You are not in the relation, right?
uh, I,
You're very young.
I am in a relationship.
Oh,
Yeah,
lucky guy, huh?
but actually, just recently, because growing up, I want to say this to the young girls, because in the Philippines, the young girls, they ask me, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And they would ask me about all that stuff. And I would say, "Don't think about boys, focus on school." I wasn't allowed to date until I was past the age of 18. So my parents are they're not so strict, but they're very focused on, building self-confidence, and they want me to
Yes.
be a strong woman before I share myself or like my life with another person. But I'm very, strong in who I am. And yeah, my life doesn't revolve around a relationship. It's a friendship more, to me. It's important to have that friendship with someone. So yeah.
Yeah, there's so many people questioning me again there. And they want to know how old are you? How young are you?
I am 22 years old.
That's
My
very young.
birthday was in June. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very young and beautiful,
Thank
very
you.
intelligent,
Thank
picking
you.
up the right man in her life. So that is be careful because we don't like you to get hurt your heart.
Oh no, never.
Be strong woman, right? So it's
Yeah.
very interesting. And now my another question to you is, being an advocate, as an advocate for mental health, what at home activities do you recommend to improve mental wellness? Like what you're saying a while ago,
Yeah.
is mostly related to what is my question to you. So
Yeah. So, everyone's different. You need to listen to your body and find what works for you and what makes you feel peaceful. Like I said, exercising is one way. For me, I love music, so I create playlists for myself. If I'm feeling sad or happy or I need to feel more confident, in the pageant or whatever it may be, I listen to music. And actually, I've recently created something called a gratitude list. So this is a list of blessings that you would just write down. And whenever you feel sad, you can think, okay, well, I may be stressed and sad about this part of my life, but look at this list and look at all the blessings I have here. And it kind of shifts your perspective on, being grateful. And when your brain is thinking about all the blessings in your life and how grateful you are, it's kind of hard to be sad about certain things that are stressful. So a gratitude list is something that I would really recommend.
you have a gratitude list, but
Yeah.
in your experience in your young age, when you become on a pageant title, so have you been sad in your life at all?
Yes, I have. Like I said, I lost someone to suicide.
Oh,
My very young cousin. When I was 18, 18 or 17 years old. So
Wow.
that was very tragic. I recently, my grandfather passed away, and I've experienced deaths. So I know that this is something relatable. Other people experience death in their families. So having a gratitude list definitely helps you feel more positive that, okay, I know I've experienced tragedy, but there's a lot of family here who support me and love me, and I have a roof over my head, and a God is always with me, and things like
Okay.
that will help you.
So you're a God fearing person, and you are become a very positive, and you make yourself stronger as you are, because for what the tragic experience that you have been through.
Yeah.
That's why at this moment of time you are continuing, because you care, and that's why it's a very hard to yourself to,
Mhm.
if you will always, is this still in your mind to remember, or it has been gone, or you still remember what happened?
Yeah, always. You never, with grieving, you're never finished, right? Your whole life you will grieve, but you will be able to cope better as the days go by, right? And that's the only thing that you can do. And with the help of your family and the grace of God, you will be able to, live a peaceful life.
Yeah, so being the advocate into the particular, are using that as the example to among the kids, for what is your experience, not to worry, be strong? Or is that kind of like helping you
Yes.
to give a counseling to this among children or among the youth about what is your experience?
Yes, I do. I became passionate about mental health because I lost my cousin.
Yeah.
And, because he was so young, I really wish that, because I was young as well, right? I was 18 years old.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now that I'm older, I wish that when I was that age, I was able to talk to him to see maybe signs. And now I kind of want to help other children who may be feeling the same feelings, for them to say, for me to say to them, it's going to be okay. There are help available. I am here if you need to talk. Your family's there, and just try to bring hope into young children's lives.
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you been meet like the youth like me? I myself, I met some, the youth that like,
Hmm.
they're like sad because they feel themselves they're neglected.
Hmm.
They need more attentions, number ones from the family
Yeah.
or friends. So medically we are talking about the self motivation to encourage themselves, cheer up, don't do this and don't do that, to
Yeah.
avoid anything of that. So do you meet some kind of that situation?
Yes. So I have, worked with Girl Guides groups in, like, Girl Scouts in my city, and I've done a lot of talks, and I've met a lot of young girls, and there are some young girls who are bullied, or maybe they're insecure. And all I am really here for is to let them know that they're not alone. There are people out there who experience the same situations as them, and there are resources available. They can get help if they just talk to a teacher or a parent,
Yeah.
and they're not alone. That's the biggest thing, that they can get help if they just ask for it. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay not to be okay.
Yeah, and also in Canada, especially to the ethnic community,
Hmm.
there is some sort of bullying
Yeah.
into the schools, and that is number one in, even in Vancouver, Canada, or
Mm-hmm.
in some Calgary. And I heard a lot of our Filipinos that there's become bullied by others
Hmm.
Canadian. So have you met those kind of youth, younger than others, that they have a problem, they're like scared, they scared about going back to school because of that?
Yeah. So personally, when I was growing up, I never witnessed bullying, but I have heard stories from other children, like I said, in Girl Scouts, in my community. And the biggest thing is, like I said, to talk to somebody, especially to a teacher or to a parent, to get that help. And I think, you know, with Canada, it there's good things and bad things. Like, we're so diverse here, so
Yes.
we can learn about differences, and it's great for diversity. But it can also bring challenges. You know, people who are young children,
Hmm.
when there's differences, maybe some children, you know, they would bully someone because they're different. But I would like to tell children that it's okay to be different, and we need to celebrate our diversity.
That's great. So, in your experience as well, because for me, if I don't know you, you're Filipina, I will not look at you, you're Filipina.
Oh,
So
really?
that yes, I will not look at you, you're Filipina. More
Wow.
likely, you are like you are Latinas for
Oh,
me.
really? Wow.
You will not be approached. You're Asian, something like that.
Yeah.
Not like me, even though I'm a man, but someone the white people approach me, hey, Asian, something like that.
Well,
So
actually, yeah, it's interesting because I'm mixed and I know a lot of mixed people get this. We're very ambiguous, right? So for
yes,
me, for you, you said I look Latina, but I've been told that I look like half Japanese. Like, some people think I'm not even half white at all. Like, it's just everyone perceives you differently, right? You just look different to everyone. So it's kind of like no one can pinpoint what my ethnic background is.
yes. But for me, it's Latinas. The beauties of
Thank you.
Latinas means like from Peru or from Puerto Rican. That is the beauties, and
Yeah.
it didn't tells me that you have a blood Filipino
Wow. It's
because it's
interesting.
your eyes, the face. You're so beautiful.
Thank
So anyway, and I have another question to you.
Yeah.
It is how important is to maintain your mental wellness, especially during this time of pandemic. How, because I think I already asked you about this, but
Yeah.
let's elaborate, especially this pandemic from March up to this
Hmm.
present of time. We're like about 6 months, something like that.
So, yeah, it's very long. And I think the second wave is approaching as well.
Uh-huh.
So I think that, you know, humans are very, like, we're social creatures. We're very social, especially myself. I love to talk to people. And having this, you know, quarantine and not being able to have this physical interaction and only talk, you know, through your laptop or phone, it can be stressful for a lot of people and make them feel alone. So I think that staying connected with people, you know, checking in on your friends and family is so important, so that people don't feel like they are alone. And with checking in, you know, you can share how you're feeling about your own mental health, because you do have that, you know, isolation time and solitude for yourself, but you also need a balance of interaction with your family and friends. So, and also staying productive is important. um, you know, with quarantine, even before now, everything, shops are open and malls are open and things like that. But before, they weren't open. So making sure that you're productive, at least doing one task a day, will definitely help you feel, you know, better about yourself, and not like you're, you know, you're not doing anything and you're just sitting at home all day.
Oh yeah. So you are so beautiful. Someone Jack Spets room and say later I will ask Sir David to translate it. Oh my God, Titik
Oh,
more proud to Philip. Yeah, well, they are very proud Filipina because
thank
of
you.
your beauty. You're so
Thank you.
beautiful Filipina, as I
Thank you.
said. Many beautiful Filipinas, but what
Yeah.
I am looking at you is more likely is like I told you. If I don't know you exactly,
Yeah.
you are like Puerto Rico, just Latinas,
Yeah.
because I met a lot of Latinas. But anyway, during this pandemic, COVID-19, in the young age, I've seen it a lot here in our Washington state
Mhm.
that in their young age, because of the school cut off, many of them like gain weight,
Oh, yeah.
like become depressed,
Yeah.
and they keep saying, "Oh my God, I have a restriction to go with my friends." Like
Hmm.
what you're saying, only laptop and all the gadgets they would do, and now they are into gaining their weight and become depressed. What can you tell them to? What is the good advice with this young age? Because I have a different advice than you are. because you have a participating in your community for this kind of young age
Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah. So I can relate to them first of all, and if any younger viewers are listening and they are experiencing that, you're not alone. Not everyone has their life together, first of all.
Mhm.
But I think establishing a balance is key, with anything in life. If you do want to, be on your phone or your laptop, make sure that it is a healthy amount of hours. You're not spending your whole day. And then same thing with, eating, indulging in snacks. I love to snack as well. But making sure that you're balancing your snacks, portion it, and you're eating enough healthy food as well. And, I said like 2 hours of activity is the normal amount for adults. Um, so having activity and then eating healthy, a balance is so important for everything.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and then also, I've seen it that they are starting to become. I'm not diagnosing them like PTSD. It become their post-traumatic stress
Hmm.
disorder because of this pandemic.
Hmm.
I've seen them like throwing gadget, getting irritable so easy.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, so
Yeah.
it's
I
kind of like
can understand.
hard for these kids that like
Yeah.
they become stubborn. They become so really. It's
Hmm.
kind of like radical life that
Yeah.
I don't wanna live again because of this
Yeah.
pandemic.
Yeah. It's
And I don't blame them.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was speaking to my cousin, she's 30 in her 30s, and she was telling me, "Oh my goodness, I don't know how I would live if I was your age and I had to stay
Yeah.
home and I couldn't go out and see my friends." Right? So the older, generation, they're fine with staying at home, but it's the younger ones who are they're feeling anxious because they this is their time to go out and see friends, right?
Yes.
Um, so I totally understand their anxiety with that.
Yeah.
But just to keep things into retrospect, it's important to think of the rest of the world, and we are enduring a global pandemic and people are sadly dying. So I'm not saying that, I'm not invalidating their feelings, but
Yeah.
there are also really big problems going on in the world. And we all need to do our part and help in whatever way we can. So if you are allowed to stay at home and, limit your interaction, you are saving lives by doing that. And you can see up to 10 people here in Canada. That's the laws that you can have 10 people in your house. So making sure your social circle is small is so important.
Yeah. And isn't that the parents should be part of this, like the anxiety of these kids
Yeah.
to be part of it. They have to
Yeah.
understand and be with their kids that give attention as possible because
Yeah.
sometimes kids when you're not giving them attention they think they were neglected or they're like
Yeah.
ignored.
Yeah.
It's kind of like become pathetic and
Yeah.
oh, I was ignored by my mom, my father, and throwing stuff, something like that. It's kind of hard experience to this family that
Yeah.
there is and I can understand the feelings of at the youth, like the young age. Like I'm talking about here, like 17 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. I can
So
understand as well. And like I know because I live with my family. So with quarantine, if you spend 24/7 with somebody for like 5 months straight, you can go crazy, right? With anybody.
yeah,
I've heard a lot of stories of, boyfriend and girlfriends and they're fighting a lot and because they need to go out their house, right?
yeah,
So again, balance, making sure that parents are checking in with their kids and making sure that they're okay, but then also giving them, space to do their own things as
yes.
well is important.
So in your situation, being a Filipina,
Yeah.
and you're living 24/7 with your parents,
Yeah.
your father is a foreigner and your mother is a Filipina.
Yeah.
So what is exactly is inside the house? What is Jessica along with the parents? What is the value of Filipinos, or what is like about in Canadian's life, or is still the same thing as Filipino values?
Yeah. So actually, my dad is half Italian, half British.
Oh,
Yeah, but he was born and raised in Canada. His dad came from Sicily, Italy, and his mom came from England. So they met here in Canada. So my dad is very Canadian, right? And my mom is, she came from the Philippines when she was like in her 20s. She went to Spain and then Philippines. So I would actually say that we're pretty, I mean, we're Canadian, but I'm kind of, my brother and I are kind of more Filipino.
oh wow, oh, great.
Yeah. Just because, my mom, she came from the Philippines. So, um, and I did grow up with my grandparents as well. They
Oh,
raised us on my mom's side, my nanay and tatay.
oh,
I know it's Lola, Lolo and Lola,
Lolo,
but
Lola.
we call them nanay and tatay because I think they feel younger when when we call them that. So I am very, connected with my Filipino side, and here at home, my dad is very comfortable with the Filipino culture and community as well. So we're like Canadian Filipino, yeah.
That's great. So, have you experienced from your mother, Jessica? You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. So something like that.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is, I feel it's like a Filipino. There
yeah,
is always giving a value to their children,
yeah,
giving advice. You know, you're growing up. You know what's going on. You know what is wrong, what is right.
exactly.
Don't do this. And sometimes, because as being a Filipino,
Hmm.
sometimes 11 o'clock in the evening, if I didn't see my daughter at home,
Uh-huh.
going on, I have to call her. What's
Yeah.
going on?
Oh, you have a daughter.
Yeah, yes, I have my
How,
daughter.
how
She's
old is
also
she?
my daughter is she's going to be 29. She's also in a
Oh,
she's psychologist and also
oh wow.
psychiatrist. That's
Nice.
why it's kind of like the same pattern of platform that you are
Yeah,
been with as the advocate into the mental health awareness.
exactly. Yeah. She's
And
doing good.
here, oh, Pilcan Rice, proud Filipino. Thank you, Sir David Ilagan. I am a Filipino Canadian. Hey, Pilcan Rice,
Yay!
the so much Filipino Canadian.
Hi.
Yeah, it's a very grateful to be like Pilam or Pil Canadian. At least,
Yeah.
like I said, because sometimes the value of the Filipino is always a certain to be applied, like your mother. Because when I
Mhm.
talk to your mother, it's a very kind, loving mother.
Yeah.
It's very the nurture of Filipino is
Yeah.
always in her heart. So that's
Yeah.
why I ask you your experience inside the house.
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
yeah, I feel like my mom is more strict definitely than my dad.
oh
My
wow,
dad is more laid back, and he's fine with us, as long as we do communicate with him and let him know what we're doing. He's okay. But my mom was more like, no, growing up, like I said, I had to wait until I was 18 to date guys. Like, not that I dated a lot of guys, but I had to wait. And even like having guy friends, my mom would be like, "No, don't hang out with too many guys,"
yes,
things like that, right? And look, I feel like with Filipino community, your reputation is really important. Making sure that you're very you're holding the values of Filipino culture, you know, upholding that. So like honesty and respect, and things like that. So that's what I
yeah,
got from my mom.
yeah, that's right. And
Yeah,
living in Canada is very way big different than living in the Philippines.
yeah,
In the young age, like in the Philippines, when you have boyfriend and girlfriend, and they become like a family and starting young age to have a children,
oh yeah,
and I don't know how the future will be. That's why, in my experience with my daughter, is she like to be with a boyfriend or fiance for the such period of time before they get situated into the settlement of being husband and wife.
yeah,
And that's what she told me, Dad, because you are different life. I am a new generation. So that's why it's kind of like different.
yeah, yeah.
So that's
I
why
can
your
see that.
mother is gonna give you the guidance for you to be choosy.
Yeah, yeah, and it's nice because I get the balance of
Yes,
Filipino and Canadian, and then there's me, right? So I have a nice balance of
that's
parenting.
great. That's very nice. And then I have another last question to you, if you don't mind. So what do you think is the key to improving the mental health yours for yourself and the everyone. What is the key to, I keep asking about it because especially I would say you are a very intelligent and
Yeah.
beautiful, and if you will become a Miss Universe, you have to have beauty and brain.
Yes.
So that's what I would like you to elaborate my last question to you.
Yes. So I think if I had to pick one thing, it would be self awareness. I think that it's so easy for all of us to give advice to other people when they are doing, they're in stressful situations, and to tell other people what they need to do. And it's very hard to look at your own life and see, okay, this is not working for me and this needs to change. So having self awareness is so important. And then once you have that, you'll be able to establish things like balance, like I've been talking about. And then also establishing a strong foundation. Like I said before, being healthy requires you to be healthy inside first in order to be healthy outside. So making sure that you do have that balance and you're aware of yourself and what you need.
That's great. So
Yeah.
my question to you personally is, for example, if you will become a Miss Universe in 2022,
Hmm.
so is the family value in a different way of life? What is important to you? The people will listen from Jessica Cianchino. What is the good value from your heart to your own family and to the others? Because set aside you are the advocate of mental awareness, but now in your own, from your heart, what is the good value from your heart, from you to your own family?
Yeah. I think with everyone, with my family, and even this can be applied for the rest of the world. I think empathy is something that we all should have, and it moves past understanding and compassion, because when you understand and you're compassionate, you're just like on a surface level understanding other people around you. But when you feel empathy for others, you are putting yourself in their shoes, you're really feeling their emotions. And when you have empathy, every relationship in your life will definitely improve. You will, have a stronger relationship with your family and your friends, and then the rest of the world. So empathy is something the whole world needs to work on.
Wow, you got that right answer. Hopefully this question will be question to you, because that is the right answer. The empathy is applied to the whole world, to
Yes.
family and friends and others. Oh wow. So Jack's Pet Grooming is asking Miss Jessica Cianchino, how do you answer a beauty pageant question? Is it hard, you feel nervous? Yeah, yeah. That is what she's saying is, do you feel nervous when you are getting that question? Like my
Yeah.
question to you, it's a very simple question, but you answered it right. And
Thank you.
I'm hoping this 2022 is the same question they may ask you, because you got the right answer. The
Thank you.
people will say, wow,
Yeah.
she is amazing. The empathy is
Yeah.
applied from the family to the friends and others. Wow, you are amazing.
Yeah.
So, do you feel nervous at all? Something like that?
Yeah, and being nervous is such a normal feeling, right? Like I'm human, we're all human, we all feel nervous. But what I've learned, because I grew up in competitive sports like soccer and karate,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that with my nervous energy, I kind of I channeled it into excited energy. I've actually learned that when you feel nervous, your body reacts the exact same way as when you feel excited. It's the
Yes.
same, your heart's pumping and you're shaking, right? So just trying to channel that energy and to make it more of an excited, like I'm ready to do this. Let's just do this. That's how I feel when I answer questions. I am nervous, but I'm also excited to take on the challenge.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because you've been in karate.
Yeah.
So your thinking is, I want to win. I want to win.
Yeah.
And
Or
sometimes at the same time, you may feel nervous, and you at the same time you are anxious
yeah, and also
because
winning is not everything. Like I do think about winning when I go to pageants, but my main thing is I want to be present the best possible version of myself because, you know, like I also want my competitors to present the best version of themselves so that it's a fair competition, and then whatever the judges decide, then that's them. But I always want to make sure that I'm giving my best effort, and that's all I'm in control of. I'm not in control of, winning or losing or anything.
That is a very smart to do. And then, so into this pageant coming in 2022, what is how you prepared about this coming pageant 2022? How you prepared? Are you ready, or how you prepare from this time to going to that time?
Yeah, so anyone who has competed in pageants knows that the preparation, the journey is the longest, and then, the coronation night is the shortest amount of time. So for me, I've been talking about preparing the best possible version of myself, mind, body, and soul. So I do educate myself on not only Canadian issues and Canadian history, but the whole world, as I am aiming for an international pageant. And then also, keeping fit and healthy, and then community service work is so
Yeah,
important. You want to be involved in your community, and you're active with your advocacy. That's the biggest thing for me. I love, you know, when people are passionate about their advocacy, that really connects with the crowd and everyone who's watching you.
I think they will know you in your advocacy,
Yeah,
and so that you will continue with that, and that is a part of the experience in your life,
yeah,
and people will know who Jessica Cianchino is.
yes.
And if you can bring that up, there is a lot of young women to be like you. So there is some Miss Princess Lee asking, Sir David, your beautiful guest has a similar with China, Nikkei Kuwanko. Do you know Nikkei Kuwanko?
I do not know.
Oh yeah. So
No.
so somebody saying here, Jessica Sanchino, we love you, and from Jack's Pets Grooming. So is there anything support that you need from us as a Filipino community throughout the world? Is there anything you would say that to support you for this coming pageantry of 2022, being a Miss Universe? I like to see you as Miss Universe,
Thank you.
Jessica Sanchino.
Yes, so of course, I would appreciate all of your support. I know that the Filipino community is so supportive, and especially in pageantry. We Philippines is doing great in pageantry, so the Filipino community is very, supportive with that. So you can look me up on Facebook. My name is Jessica Cianchino, and then also on Instagram as well. Just follow my journey, message me if you are ever in need of, resources, or even just have someone to talk about mental health or anything like that. I'm very approachable, very friendly, and I would definitely appreciate all of you, your support, and to join me on my journey to Miss Universe.
Yeah, like Miss Mabix World saying, God bless you, and may you have beautiful to be as a Miss Universe, that Miss Mabix World said. And is there any last words for us to hear from you, Miss Jessica Sanchino?
Yeah, so
Because I asked you a lot of questions. So is any last word for us?
Yes, so I wanted to say thank you. I really appreciate, giving me this platform to speak to everybody, and it was so nice. And everyone listening, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the viewers who came to, listen to our talk on mental health. Understand that this is a difficult time with COVID, and it's very stressful. But just try to implement the things that I was talking about, like balance, and finding uh, peace in whatever aspect of your life that works for you. I would definitely recommend, and just keeping healthy is so important. And thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I really do appreciate it.
That's great. Thank you. So before you go, before I let you go, this Jack Spets Grooming asking me and asking you, who is your role model, Miss Jessica Cianchino?
Well, I have so many role models, but of course, I have to say my mom. Of
That's
course, everyone has to say their mom, right?
yes.
My mom raised me. She came from the Philippines, went to Spain, came to Canada, and then started a whole new life here. So like I have never done that, and I can't imagine what she has gone through. So she's taught me how to be so strong and empowered, and I would not be who I am today without
Uh,
her lessons.
that's a very great is you because you have came from a very good family, and that's why you have to remember this: a good seeds that has been planted, it will harvest a good harvest to be. And you are the good harvest of your mother. You are beautiful and you have very good, intelligent, and easy Arthur saying 2020 Miss Universe is smart and Filipino beauty. That's why we are proud to be Filipino, and we would like Jessica Cianchino to be the Miss Universe 2022. I'm so honored to have you in our channel, Shuttle TV Production, and I'm already have some putting your portfolio. And one of the big company here, Washington State, is asking to know who is Jessica Sanchino, and who knows if they open the door for your opportunity, probably you may have something that I cannot say at this time yet because we don't know. Princess Lee said, "Very witty and smart lady. I'm your number one fan now, Miss
Yeah.
Jessica." So you have now a
Thank you.
fan, and
Thank
like I
you.
said,
I appreciate it.
continue being kind, and especially about your advocacy, and you will reach your goal to be the Miss Universe. And we're gonna be so happy. And Neil Abinito from Hawaii, sing a song, please. No,
Maybe next.
no, we already took a lot of time of Miss Jessica Sanchino. It's really appreciated, and the time there in
Year.
Canada is almost it's already what time is there now in Canada? It's like about past 10 o'clock,
No,
and
it's 7:15.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
7:15 in the evening.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate your time and thank you so much. It is my honor to meet you, and thank you so much to your mother. And we will wish you the very good luck, and we are praying for you to be the Miss Universe. And we are so proud to be Filipino because we have the beautiful and brain Filipina like Jessica Sanchino. Now, at this
Thank
time, I
you.
would say again already, congratulations because you really answered a very good word. The empathy is applies for everything,
Yes.
for the
Yes.
family and to everybody and to others and friends. That's a very good
Thank
congratulations to you, and hoping you will get the same question that I asked
you.
you. That is so really very important you to know.
Yes.
What is your answer is the people will reach your heart. That is from your heart. For
Yes.
what is your answer to me is from your heart,
Yes.
and that is so really grateful. You are so amazing,
Thank
and
you.
we are so very honored to have Miss Jessica Cianchino. So Princess Lee said, "Good luck to your journey as
Thank
beautiful Queen
you.
Miss Jessica. God bless you always and with your family."
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
And again, I also wanted to give a shout out to my national director, Tito Edgar, IPEN. I would recommend everyone, if you're from Canada and you do want to participate in pageants and, follow the same footsteps, I would recommend that. And thank you again, everyone, for watching. And thank you for having me as well. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Miss Jessica Cianchino, and good evening to you there in Canada.
Thank you. Good evening.
Bye bye. There you go. That is Miss Jessica Cianchino, who was crowned as the second runner-up in the Miss International in last year. So we will support her for this coming 2022 for her pageantry, Miss Universe, and she is so amazing. So